cold. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
I'm asking you not to go in there.
You just told me I was welcome.
If you pay your dues.
You can't extort me.
I'm not extorting you.
Yes, you are extorting me.
This is a closed meeting.
We're all coming in.
Okay, you're all going to get arrested then, because the
We're not
sheriff's
gonna
on
get
his way
arrested.
right now.
We're not going to get arrested.
Well, I've asked you not to come in here 3 times.
I don't care what you say to the public event.
Please stop filming. This is a private party. I'm asking
I'm
you
on
to...
public property. I can
We're
film.
public property.
Okay, but we have reserved it.
Here, we're on public property.
Okay, but we
Doesn't
reserved
override my
it.
constitutional rights to express
Okay,
First
Vaughn,
Amendment.
Vaughn,
building. Now they're saying one thing.
okay, I don't need to understand the law.
Yeah,
This is
you
a...
need to understand the law.
Okay, I've asked you to stop filming. Sir, I've asked you to stop filming me. Sir, stop filming me. Then put your phone down. But if you're filming me right now, I asked you to stop.
Yes, you did.
This is a private event.
On public
We have-
property.
It's a public property.
We have paid rent to reserve this
Public
facility.
property.
Public property that we've rented. Always private.
Our purpose is here. This is our purpose.
Calls with Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson.
If you want things private, it shouldn't be posted on public forums.
We have nothing against our fellow citizens. We have nothing against Facebook.
Don't post it on Facebook and invite people out.
We have a problem with criminal.
It's put on a public platform for the public to come out. Now you're saying the public is unwelcome. I mean, we understand that's the
Double talk. Hey, if you go to the Elks, all right, they don't let you in unless you join.
That's a private club. There's a difference. This is a public.
Ladies, and sign up if you want to.
All right, that's just
Hi, Miss Kathleen. Mary?
Hi. Just wondered. Talked about membership.
Great. If you become disruptive, you will be asked to leave.
Oh,
This is a private party.
Correct.
And you have to assert that you're a Democrat.
Okay. Is there a payment fee for signing up?
Yes, there is.
How much?
$25.
25. And do you guys take electric? Or okay.
Even if you're a member, if you become disruptive, you'll be asked to.
Well, I understand. I just wanted to just touch base with you on those couple of things. But thank you. I don't plan on being disruptive. Thank you for checking. I really appreciate you guys keeping it organized. Thank you.
Except we've rented this space.
Yeah, but why did you post it on a public forum saying, come out and meet Bob Ferguson?
If you want to rent the space and have a meeting tomorrow, you're welcome to.
Oh, no, I understand that. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I actually agree with you.
And I said, just enforcing our bylaws. I love it. I'm
Our rules,
going to
they
come
have
back.
Just stay.
Why did you post it on a public forum?
right here.
That's the question.
Why did you post it on Facebook?
On our private, or on our page.
Hello, sir. Did you know this was a members only event? Did you know this was a members only event?
Well, I'm a member, so I don't know. You know,
So I'll take that as a no. Thank you.
It's a public page, it's not private.
No, it's a page.
No, any Facebook page is public.
It's a new.
Well, it's our page, though.
It's the New Age Town Hall.
On any page we want to.
You don't monitor your
Well, you told this fellow.
No, I know these things. Okay.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing if they have a right to rent the room and close the door. I'm just saying this area is public.
why was this posted on a public forum if it's private?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Did you know this event was a members only event when you received info? Okay.
Good night.
I shall return.
All right.
Is that okay?
I'll let you.
All right, good.
Good night.
I didn't say anything. There you are. You headed back in?
Oh, so she's probably the.
Okay. Back here. I got back in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, she's an organizer. That's why she knew how to respond.
I don't believe so.
Saying that she's telling him.
No problem.
And it stated it wasn't private on public forum.
Does it say members only on there?
It's private.
No, it doesn't say members only.
So it doesn't say members only on the invite.
My wife, who I'm just saying,
Or-
Joe Schmo, walking in here, and you thought, you guys wouldn't say, oh, you're a Democrat. You'd think she was just another Democrat, and you'd let her in.
Your tax vote did great harm to the least in this community. You've done incalculable harm to the least. To the least. To small business owners. To the single mothers. To veterans. Do you know what you've done to their medical care? Do you know what they've done to their cost of living? To their gas prices, their housing prices? You are going to cripple this state, and you're starting with the least. We are here to defend the least. And you guys, your passage of the tax bills was horrendous. But do you appreciate the truth? Do you appreciate the truth?
It doesn't affect her.
My pleasure.
No, they're kicking him out.
Well, I know.
You guys have to leave, you really do. This is a private meeting.
Oh, no, your meeting's in that room, not in the foyer. Your meeting's in there.
I don't like your own tactics, do you?
They don't like him at all. Maybe we should have worn masks like they do.
Right? You support these type of tactics. Remember that.
Hey, can you guys just make sure, we have a lot of elderly people.
Oh, no problem.
Matter of fact, we want to make sure stuff.
Actually helped bring water that the lady dropped in.
All your water that's in there got brought in by us.
Sometimes it's not for days. The people I meet, they always go the separate ways. Sometimes you tell the day by the bottle that you drink. Sometimes when you're alone and all you do is think, yeah, I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted,
members attend
You can invite us to one of your meetings.
our officials, like say Jesse Young just had a town hall here in Port Orchard. You had members attend our meeting. We didn't eject them because we allow discourse. You guys are keeping the divide in our country.
I'll still try, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or alive, dead or alive.
Sorry if I talked to you on camera for a little bit.
Sure. I'll tell you what, man. I'm a nice guy.
Well, I hear you, but you know how we hold each other accountable, I think, is very important, especially when we had a conversation amongst ourselves. And
I take your picture. You took mine.
and it's all right. Bye. So when we had that conversation about the heckling as you passed, and then you completely reversed the narrative to your people at the front of the door, you know, and then I voiced my opinion about it. And I think that's a very important thing that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. Your constituents, there's ladies that I identified in there that have come into our meetings, Jesse Young in particular, and had a chance to ask questions and get answers. But I don't see how that doesn't work for us to come to your events and ask questions. You
Okay,
know,
one more time. It's a private meeting.
Mhm.
We paid for that space.
Mhm.
We invited the guest. The guest is coming here to talk to the group that paid for the space.
yes,
Okay. Just like the sheriff told you guys. You
That
can
was
be
in the
out
sheriff.
here. You can be in there, but
Yeah.
you can't come in the meeting.
correct. But it wasn't a sheriff. Also, but your listing, maybe in the future you can change your listing to members only, because your listing on Facebook was an open invitation to the public. There was no specific members only.
I did not see that on the
and
invitation.
the Facebook invite to the event page, whatever you want to call it, did not specify
Well,
members
if
only.
it's incorrect, I apologize to you.
No, I was just saying maybe those little details we could have resolved this from the very beginning, or it could be also translated to you guys notice that we're showing up and making a presence, so you switch your tactics and started enforcing these rules.
No, like I
necessarily.
told you guys in the beginning, you got every right in the world to protest.
We're not here.
protest,
I don't think.
I don't have a
I think
problem.
you're misunderstanding us being here. We're not protesting. I think we wanted to participate, just like your members come and participate at our events.
I've never been to your event.
Well, not necessarily you, but there's people in that
I think
room.
you're talking about town halls, the candidates' town hall meetings. Those are open to the public. Do we go to Republican caucus meetings?
Yeah, you're more than welcome. We never shut the door. That's the thing. I believe that's the issue that we're having in our nation, is that we're okay with keeping a divide, keeping a separation amongst the ideology and belief systems or whatever. I honestly think that's part of the problem. You know, we're all upset about who's in office and who's making laws and whatnot, but yet you choose, no matter what opportunity you have to allow discourse, you are censoring it. You know, and that's where I'm getting at. That's where I'm trying to talk to you, this gentleman here, about it. It's just, I honestly think it's kind of deceiving. You know, it's like it's kind of malicious and result where you're deliberately separating the groups when we're in the nation. I understand it's a private venue. I get that. I understand that. But what I didn't notice is it was specifically enforced when I was even sitting down, and then it became an issue, and then I left. Respectfully, I left. I wasn't there. I was there to participate. So the idea of being labeled as coming out to protest and cause havoc.
But see, the rules of this group is you have to be a paying member to be in a meeting.
Yeah.
You're not a paying member.
Right. But I understand that. See, but just getting back to my point, it's like you deliberately. What are you guys worried about us attending?
Well, we invited this gentleman to come here to talk to us, not to get
But
harassed.
wait, we were going to see. That's your misinterpretation. We didn't plan on harassing. We definitely
when I
planned.
walked up here, somebody yelled at me and called me a couple names.
Not you.
know? They looked right at me and called me a couple names.
I-
Threw a sign in my face.
No,
That's not me.
no, I watched it, and that's why I spoke to you privately about it too. But it wasn't
I take it
towards
a
you.
little personal.
Well, maybe that's an issue too. I mean, we shouldn't take things personal. I mean,
You
but
seem to be taking this one.
I'm not personal.
Okay.
I'm a concerned citizen willing to participate in the discourse amongst the ideas.
Okay.
And you guys are censoring a group from participating with a public official.
You want to participate, you become a member of the Democratic Party, and that's how you participate in this particular meeting.
But then I'm officially a Democratic person in the
Exactly. This
No.
meeting is for Democratic members only.
Yeah, I understand
There's plenty
that.
of town
I
halls
understand
and-
enforcing your rules
Okay.
to
And like I told
maintain.
the other fellow, just invite him to come to one of your meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, he won't.
Huh?
He won't.
Why don't you?
But no, the invitation's open, and I'll take you on that. I will make an event, and I will ask Mr. Ferguson to attend our event and see if he takes. I even will plan it out in the
I would encourage you to do that.
Yeah,
and
but
I
I
encourage him to show up.
Yeah,
Alright?
but that's the same. And if you guys showed up, I'm 100% positive I will not turn any of you away.
Okay, but how about if we show up with signs and, kind of let you know that we're going to disrupt your meeting?
Then no.
Would you invite
then
us still?
Then you would talk to the people with the signs. Says you can't come in with the sign.
No.
You can't disrupt the
That ain't
meeting.
When you disrupt the meeting,
Is
leave.
that going to work? Come on. You know better now.
No, it goes. You got to give the people a chance. You just kind of assume there's people that, if you state in the very beginning, if you're listing of your event, members only takes care of it. If you state or sign in, give me your information before you enter. There's ways to alleviate these concerns that we have in our events. But I just get back to the point. It's like I honestly believe that we need to be talking to each other
Absolutely we do.
versus trying to block each other.
Absolutely. You're absolutely
I know,
correct.
and you're going to come back to the private deal. I understand that, but I would encourage the Democratic Party to be more open to, because what's it doing with our nation? What's it doing with our nation? You run around with bumper stickers on there that says coexist, but you don't coexist only amongst yourselves.
I don't have a bumper sticker one on my head.
But the majority of them. There's plenty of right there.
Show me a bumper sticker.
There's one right there, over there, on the white car.
I see a bunch of Trump stickers on a bunch of cars. All right?
Yeah, but that's so you labor your position.
Most of it.
He's slimy as can be.
Isn't he?
He's really slimy. He knows the buttons. He pushes all the buttons.
Why don't you guys ask him really nice to ask him some questions when he comes out, okay?
Yeah, I'd love to.
We'd
Good
love
guy,
to,
he'll talk to you.
if he's got the nerve to do it.
He'll talk to you.
So did you have to claim to be Democrat to get in?
Well, officially, I'm a registered Democrat. When I came up here, they asked me what it was a party. That was it. I've been voted as a Democrat since 2012. It doesn't matter what, and I think it's my right to sit in there, and whatever I'm registered is not an issue. And I'm not going to donate money to the party. That's for sure.
Good night.
I think we all could have, but it's.
No, Lorenzo. He left already. Oh yeah,
You were one of the first to come in there.
yeah, and I was quiet, thumbing through my phone, and they were about to have me sign up some. They didn't stop me either when I rolled right in. It's just I think it was all reactionary, enforcing the members on enforcing. It's all reactionary. Yeah, yeah. And I mentioned it to them, they're just plain dumb. So, we'll see if anyone wants to say something. If not, yeah.
We won 22 consecutive cases. No federal judge anywhere in the country, whether appointed by a Republican president or a Democratic president, has ruled against the state of Washington on any of our lawsuits that we brought.
But would you fight for the domestic criminal to maintain possession of his child as well?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
The person that breaks the law here in our towns, in our cities, is taken away from their siblings or their family. But there's nobody fighting for those children and parents to stay together. They're already accepted that the parent has broken the law and that they are separated and the child goes to foster care or to whoever can take care of them. Why is that not the same process or the same platform for another person crossing the border illegally and breaking the law?
You're talking about a child, if there's been
If
abuse in the home, for example?
well, no, if the parent breaks the law, goes robs a bank or whatever, they can't take their child with them. They can't demand to be with their child. So why is that the same mentality for another a foreign national to break the law but maintain control?
Because Congress has enacted specific laws about how folks are handled when they cross the border and, for example, seek asylum. There are laws around that, adopted by bipartisan members of Congress. Those are the laws. So if you have a problem with those laws, which is fine, right, you're members of Congress. But those are laws put in place by Congress, right?
In the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So those are laws put in place by Congress that we are making sure the administration follows those laws. Now, they're perfectly entitled to see changes to those federal laws, right? They want to do that. But there's a reason why courts keep agreeing with me and my legal team. It's because the administration keeps violating those laws put in place by Congress. So the laws are very explicit when you come across and you seek asylum. A certain process has to happen at that point. That's put in laws. I'm not making those laws up. Those are federal laws.
So do you think people are crossing through the border not at designated checkpoints to come in to claim asylum is the same as getting caught and then pulling the cards as I'm claiming asylum? Do you think that's kind of a loophole? You know, would you accept a point of entry as the only place for asylum to be claimed?
Those aren't the laws right now.
But would you be okay with that as a parameter for a person wanting to claim asylum only can do that at a proper designated checkpoint?
I don't make federal laws.
No, but would you?
I enforce the laws, right? If you've got a quarrel with how asylum works, that's for Congress, not me.
No, I was just asking your opinion on it.
Congress has been clear, bipartisan Congress, I might add, right, over many years, has said, wherever you cross, if you're seeking asylum, there's a process that goes into place. I think that process has worked in large part. If the Trump administration wants to change that, go to Congress and change it. That's up to them, and then the country can have a debate about it. But my job, when I try to stay in my lane of what my job as Attorney General, is make sure the administration is following the law if it impacts our state.
Are you talking about the federal administration, sir? Are you talking about the federal administration?
Yeah, we filed 35 lawsuits against
So
the federal
if
administration.
you don't mind my asking, is your responsibility to follow primarily state law or federal law or both?
Yeah, my job is to make sure that Washingtonians, if they are harmed by an actor here in the state or by the federal government in a violation of the law, we enforce that. That's our job. And so there's a reason why. Look, it's an inconvenient fact, folks don't like our litigation in the Trump administration, that judges appointed by conservative presidents and Democratic presidents agree with us every single time. They really haven't lost the case yet. Number two, I try to be mindful of my role. I'm one of the very few Democratic AGs who has not filed a lawsuit over the declaration of emergency and funding at the wall, in part because I've yet to see harm to Washington State. Right? I believe there's a violation of federal law, to your question. Do I think there's a violation of federal law going on? Yes. Do I think he can lawfully take those funds and pay for the wall? No. There's a lawsuit going on. I have not joined it because I don't see a harm to Washington State at this point. Now, if I do see harm, let's say he takes funding from a military construction budget on Whidbey Island that's earmarked for Washington State and says, I'm taking that money and using to build the wall, then he may have a disagreement because he's violating the federal law in a way that harms Washington State military personnel here in our state.
Our police officer
are
dying.
We've been successful.
Our Kittitas police officer just died from illegal. So there is harm. There is harm penetrating the entire nation right now.
And that individual, I can assure you, will be prosecuted. And as for what it's worth, I do not have the power to prosecute that person. I do not have criminal authority.
So
let me finish if I can answer the question. That person will be prosecuted. You can be sure. Okay. Number two, I don't have the authority to prosecute that. The local prosecutor does. He can give me the authority to prosecute it, right? Sometimes they do, but a case like that would typically be handled by the local prosecutor. That's the process we have. Laws are enforced by different individuals at different points in the process. Sometimes it's your local prosecutor, sometimes it's the AG. If it's criminal, it's primarily your local prosecutor. Absolutely, yeah. That's your local prosecutor would be bringing that case.
I've got
a long trip, you guys.
Sorry about
Appreciate it. I'm going to run, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Your
Yeah.
legislation,
Yeah.
you're not a legislator.
Yeah, so I know there's some folks,
So how
some
can
folks
you
are shocked,
legislate?
well, just like every state official can propose bills to the state legislature.
Not the attorney general can't.
Respectfully, sir, yes I can, and Rob McKenna, my predecessor Republican did it. Predecessor
Just
for that
because
did-
somebody does it doesn't mean it's legal.
Sir, literally every attorney general in the country does this. It is perfectly legal for me to propose legislation to the state legislature, and they adopt those laws. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But my predecessor, Rob McKenna, did it. He wasn't acting illegally.
You're acting as a citizen at that point, is that correct?
No.
As opposed to the Attorney General?
The Attorney
I'm
General,
sorry, we really-
I can propose, just like the governor can propose laws, just like the Secretary of State can propose laws, just like the state auditor can propose laws. There is nothing that forbids me as Attorney General from proposing legislation to the state legislature. Every AG's done it. Rob McKenna did it. I didn't hear anyone getting too worked up about it when he was doing it. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called agency request legislation.